Welcome to the Versa Business Tips Podcast. I'm your host, founder and CEO of Versa Business Systems, Shaheen Mazloom. We're here with somebody today, Scott Jarrett, that's got a wealth of knowledge, no pun intended, in the wealth management space. This guy's been doing this for 21 years. Excited to have you on the show, man. I love talking about money, wealth, how to really increase the value of our business. So I'm excited about this conversation. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, I definitely saw in your intro. You got a lot of fun stuff going on there. That's awesome.
Absolutely, man. At the end of the day, we work our asses off as business owners. It's important to have, a good lifestyle to, decompress on the weekends and when you get a chance, otherwise, what are we working for, right?
100%. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So Scott, for those out there that don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself and what Invst does.
Yeah, so this is our 21st year in business, and Invst was designed.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, it's amazing. It's been a fast run. I swear, it's like crazy. All the stuff you learn, and really, our primary, like what we put ourselves out there for, is we make money work for people. So how do you work really hard? How do you get to where you can actually live the life that you want to live? And that's what we do. So our guarantee is to give you tools to help you live worry-free, help you build wealth. A lot of people in our space are in the management business. We're in the wealth building business. And just like we just talked about, like, what is it that you really want? Like, is it more time? Is it to live this luxurious life? Like you design the life you want. So we help give you the pen where you actually write your story, design it, and then we sit with you along the way as your family CFO to help you get to whatever you envision for yourself.
Right. So let me ask you this, right? So somebody like me, I have massive goals, right? Like I want to be the Elon Musk of the business funding, credit card processing space, right?
Great.
So at what point should a small business owner come to a company like you for wealth management? Is it something that should be done in the early stages of a business to really start planning and getting ahead of it? Or is it something where it's like, okay, well, make sure you've got your business running properly first, got a nest egg, you've got some capital to work with, and then start focusing on the wealth management side
Yeah.
of things?
Well, that's funny. As you said, you have this huge goal of being the Elon Musk of the wealth of your space. The problem is with goals is it's only limited based on your experiences. So you get but what you had is a big vision. Like, I wanted to be here.
Right.
So now how you get there is using experts to say, look, here are ways of how you can 10x yourself in a short period of time. Here are the tricks and things that we've learned from our clients to help transform or try to transfer that knowledge to you so you can get there faster. So that's where a company like us comes in. So the best time to start, actually, I always say this, like, when's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. And what's cool about our company is we've never sized you up by your paycheck, because a lot of startups don't have anything yet because they're like just figuring it out. But we figure out a way to help you scale and grow faster. So we're willing to double down on high-powered visionaries that want to win and just want to be successful. And if you have those mechanics of yourself, then you fit the values of what we stand for in a lot of ways, and then we can help you through that journey.
Right. Now, what is something like that cost? Like when somebody comes to you and they're like, "Hey, man, I've got this vision. I need help figuring out how to get there and make sure my company is, a true asset that can be sold down the line, and I want to make sure my kids are going to be taken care of after I'm gone, and all these different things." Like, is that going to run? Do I got to show up to the table with 10 grand to be able to have a conversation? Like, what does somebody really need financially to have a conversation and have it be also worth your time?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, when I started out, I was very poor, and I grew up on food stamps, and I never had anything, and people invested in me along the way. So now my vision is I want to invest in people like what I was before I figured it out, and other people I do. So I don't really size them up by where they are. So what we did is we created, like, I have a degree in technology. Like, I understand how to manage financial data and how to make decisions faster and help you put in a better position. So what we did is we created a platform. It's called Invst for Life, where for $2,500 we can get you fully organized, get you a personal balance sheet, cash flow, get your protection, understand like where you currently are, your current position, And then for 250 a month, then we can start taking you to the next level. And so we did it in a
Wow.
way where we lowered the barrier of entry, where normally to
Yeah.
work with wealth managers like us, I mean, most of them won't even talk to you unless you have a $500,000 or more of investable assets.
Right.
Like even the ones that do family office services, you're looking at 10 to $25 million net worth before you're getting it. So for a virtual family
Right.
office, a family CFO to help you through we've been able to lower our price of entry primarily because we're so tech enabled to allow all that
Right.
information to come in together.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I would have never thought that 2,500 bucks and $250 a month could get you something like that. But you bring up a great point. Technology in this day and age is everything. So, as far as how your business goes, it's obviously it's a numbers based business, but you're going after a lot, the more people you help, obviously the more you're able to
Yeah.
make, but having the right technology allows you to be able to do that without spreading yourself thin. Am I on the right track there?
Yes. Well, you'll find is like my friends, like so I'm 47 now, so I've years of wisdom. But my original friends we all started with, we're in our 20s, we started the company. And like we've
Right.
exited companies for $1 billion. We had one just exit for 1.6 billion. Another one just sold for
Wow.
140 million. We just got an LOI on one of our clients that I met about 10 years ago. We're getting it's around $250 million. So these are
Wow.
legitimate, like unbelievable companies that start out with an idea like what you had. Like, I want to be this,
Right.
like we got the Uber of oil idea. We've got like all these different things that clients have come to us with, and we've helped them architect it, design it, find the right who's that can help them get there. And that's what we
Right.
do. So if we can get them to see the vision and get there, and we just go help them push them forward, like when they fall down
Right.
we're there to pick them up. When they're We don't let them fall back, we just push them forward again, and we just keep doing that, and eventually you're going to figure it out. And
Right.
that's what we've been doing. And so now like invest billions of dollars and all this stuff, and but we've helped these businesses scale and grow in all different areas. And so like if you look at like the wealth building journey of where we're on, that's been the results of just pouring in to these
Wow.
simple tenants, this $2,500, 250 a month that you learn, and you now get a part of the
Right.
community. Because let's say you're in merchant services, well, I got like 10 people that have been in merchant services, or you're in home health care, well, these what these guys did, or you're in whatever. So when you
Right.
have 2,500 households you serve and 10,000 clients, I'm probably one phone call away for the decision that you need. So it's not like you don't need
Right.
to know how to do it. You just need to know who does know how. And
Oh,
that's the
exactly.
game we start playing. And now we play it at scale. So whatever you want to have happen, just start designing it, and we'll start to help develop and coach you through that within like the network that we have. But more importantly, like getting into your soul and find out like what do you want to become.
Right. Right. That's amazing, man. So you were talking about some of these big companies that have exited for hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. You know, how long, so give me an example, like when they first came to you, started working with you, say, 5, 10 years ago, where were those companies, and how far were you able to help them grow? Like, are they going from like a valuation of like 100 million to 1.5 billion in like 5, 10 years, or are they already mostly established and you're just kind of giving them that extra
A
push?
lot of them are just an idea on paper.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in
Wow.
technology consulting, when I came up with this idea of Invest, and my partner quit his job first, and we split my paycheck. My first client out of there was a government contracting business. Said, "Hey, we have an idea, be a small minority disadvantaged government contracting business," and that's not a small
Right.
minority disadvantaged company anymore. I mean, maybe
Wow.
minority, but it ain't a disadvantage. We
Right.
kill it at scale. So a lot of them just come to you with an idea, and then you can architect it. Because what we do is help you get your vision on paper,
Right.
clearly articulate it. And then if you have a team, so some of these clients that are coming in now are more established, obviously, but we help them with their accountability charts, help them with their team building. Like, how do you get the right people in the right seat? How do you get clear on
Right.
your vision? Like, so for me, like, what do? We make money work for people. Why? So that they can live the life they want. So we can remove the fear and worry around their money, so they can have these possibilities. That vision becomes really clear, and the next thing you know, like in our company we got 85 people like loving it, and they row in that direction. We know what we're fighting for, this freedom that we're
Right.
searching for. So when we say, hey, we can help you reach financial freedom faster, we can, because we've got this whole engine that's done it and proven to do it over time. So it doesn't matter. But a lot of these companies, so here's a kid with no money. Literally, I drove a $700 car, put on my credit card. I'm going to business owners like, hey, I'll tell you what, I got an idea for you. I'm going to help you get rich. I don't really have any money. I don't really know much about it, but I think like if you can show me everything you're doing, I'm going to study everything I possibly can. I'm going to find money that's leaking out of your life. I'm going to put it back to work. I'm going to create multiple millions of dollars for you. I'll do it for free. And I just did that until all of a sudden we started creating the wealth. And then next thing you know, we started creating
Right.
structures and processes, and I started learning. And the next thing you know,
Right.
boom, it started to grow. And that's literally how the company started. And
That's
I
amazing,
wasn't
man.
influenced by institutions or anything like that. It was like, hey man, here's
Right.
how like a Rich Dad Poor Dad did it, or here's how like a Ray Dalio did it, or here's how like a Warren Buffett did it.
Right.
Here's how, and just follow the steps. And then after you follow
Right.
their path and you say, now you create your own path, like the
Right.
Elon Musk path, like we're going to Mars. Well, no one's done that before. So he's got a
Right.
path like where he's going. There are no roads kind of story. Like
Right.
he's at a different level of thinking than most.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, man. So
Yeah.
even a startup can come to
Yeah.
you. They've got an idea on paper, but they're not sure where to start or how to make it come to fruition. And because of your guys' vast network, your
Yeah.
knowledge, and as well as your technology, you're able to help them take that from an idea to something that's actually producing revenue, and then something that they're able to sell and exit later on down the line,
Yes.
and everything in between.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow,
So
man,
you have
that's
you have
incredible.
different growth patterns. So you have like linear growth. Linear is like almost like using the old map quest. Like, hey, I got this idea, I
Right.
got a map, I'm heading down, and all of a sudden you see a pothole. You're like, well, that sucks, and you get stuck on your way.
Right.
Exponential growth is like using ways, for instance. So like now we're moving down this path, and the pothole's there. We already know we're moving around it because you're getting the guidance. So now you're moving from linear, which is getting you to the one spot. Exponential is like I'm going there faster. And the game
Right.
like Elon Musk is playing is quantum. So it's like there
Right.
are no roads. Like there's like I got
Right.
a North Star. I got a bigger vision than itself. And now you're playing a whole different game because you're so aware of where you currently are. You're adapting to any scenario, anytime, on time, and you're
Right.
making those adjustments as you go. So building a very fast growing company myself and helping other people, we can just teach you the types of growth patterns that are out there and help you give you the tools to get there faster. So it doesn't matter. Like
Right.
you can bring me your business plan and say, here's what I'm doing. Great. But here are things, here's what linear, here's what exponential, here's what quantum looks
Right.
like. Which you
Right.
obviously figure out
Exactly.
quantum if
See.
you're in planes and got briefcase of cash and all that, you're thinking differently. So
Yeah, yeah, 100%, man. I think you brought up a great point a little bit ago about the vision. A lot of business owners don't realize that they don't really have their full vision mapped out,
no,
right? Like when you first start a business, you're just focused on making some money and getting through to the next
yeah,
month or making it past a year in business or whatever. But for me personally, I've had the vision since I was a kid. I started my first business when I was 7 years old, right? And, so I've always had the vision of where I was trying to get to. And it took me 25, 30 years to figure out the right vehicle to get me there. Right.
absolutely.
So what would you say, like when businesses come to you and they're kind of stuck at, I would imagine most people are like, I can't seem to get past this certain level. Right. And they're like, they find you, they're like, okay, these guys are probably the ones to help me get there. What are some of the typical scenarios or things that you're mistakes that you're seeing business owners make as far as getting past that level that they've plateaued at? Because we see that all the time where it's like, man, this guy's been doing 100 grand a month for the last 10 years, like with no growth at all. We see it daily. What are the reasons you're seeing why people are kind of hit that kind of plateau?
Well, it's that linear conversation again. You grow fast, you hit the ceiling, you're at this thing, and to break through it, there's got to be some adjustment. Like you're not going to get
Right,
through that ceiling doing what you did before. You
right,
can't work any harder. You can't do any more because that's what got you there. So now something's got to
right,
adjust to break through in a different way. So you hit that plateau because all your belief systems and what you know is what you backed it on. So you've hit that goal so fast. And that's why goals limit you. Like we talk about
Right.
milestones, man. Like we're hitting that thing, but that's on the way to Mars. It's on the journey. Tesla
Right.
was on the way to that. If you look at like using Elon Musk.
Oh yeah, exactly. I talk about his story all the time because it's pretty incredible how he's, like you said, it's been these stepping stones that are getting him to that ultimate goal, right? Like, I mean, just think about some of the things that he's created, but he had to start somewhere, and
Yeah,
it's just slowly going up and up and up. I was reading an article the other day about his about how much he lost on, what was it, Twitter,
yeah,
right? Like it's just crazy. It's unfathomable for some people how somebody could just go out and lose, what was it, like 40 billion
yeah.
dollars. Like
Well,
it's
here's the
nuts,
thing
man.
on that is those people aren't right because he hasn't sold it yet.
Right. Well, exactly. That's what I try to explain to these people is like, well, how can you say that it's worth this, because it's only worth what somebody's willing to pay
Right.
for it. And if somebody hasn't paid for it yet, how can you value, you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
now as far as, we were talking about earlier how a business owner's biggest asset is their business, right? It's their baby. They're generally not if they do have big assets, it's obviously for another business. What are some ways that small businesses can help increase the value of their business pretty easily? Like, are there some like simple tips or tricks that you've given to business owners that help them actually increase the value of their business?
Absolutely. The biggest thing that small business owners don't understand is what the value, where they are on the value meter, if you will. A lot of times
Yeah.
they've never had a business valuation done. And even if they did, what do you do with the data? So what
Right.
we like to try to do is look at your business today. So we'll value it at where it is today, but what's best in class look like? And there's a great book out there that
Right.
says good to great. So you have a good business, you have a great business. So a lot of people don't even know what great looks like. Once again, they're in their goals, they're in these things. They only know their experience at that point, but they don't know what the other side of that looks like. So when we go and sell a company for like the highest multiple ever, or something like that happens, well, they did it because someone saw value in the company. So they're gonna
Right.
pay, because really the business value is only the income it makes times the multiple someone's willing to pay for it.
Right.
So those multiples are very important. So it all
Yeah.
comes down to like your structural capital. Like, do you have clear structure inside your company that someone would pay you extra for? Because they're going to
Right.
say that the multiple of the money coming in, I'm going to pay a higher multiple because it's got good structure.
Because it's got a good structure. I know that this company is going to make this amount of money or more for the next
Right.
X amount of
So if you're in
years.
merchant
Right.
services and you got your own payment platform and scale, and I've got a certain amount of clients that could use your services, then I could buy you and add that structure to mine. And then now I'll pay you a higher multiple to get that value. So
Right.
like that structure is real important. Also your human capital, like, are your people going to stay? Are they going to stick around? Like,
Right.
how are you going to retain, keep, how are they motivated? So how do you put those mechanisms in? So like, how do you put together your compensation plans and your phantom stock or equities, whatever that is? Like, how do you structure that? So what we do is help you get
Right.
your proven processes, your structure. How do you keep and retain your key employees? And then like, what's your customer base look like? Like, are they engaged with the brand? Like for you, like doing this podcast, what that means is you're creating an engagement with your consumers now, not just offering this thing. Now they're engaged, they're
Right.
listening. So you're seeing these byproducts of all the stuff that's happening now, but that's going to help your brand grow to the next level. So how are those
Yeah.
customers doing? And then your social capital. So what's your social output? So Invest has a brand. It's got an IndyCar. It stands for something so much different than just investing. It's investing in you, your family,
Right.
your future. There's such a social component. Like we got kids running
Oh,
around. I'm not even
100%.
wearing my Invest gear, but like one of them will have living shirts, will like live free, or let's say accelerate, or just jump. Like for 2023, like we have these different things. So it stands for something more than anything else. So then the social aspects of what it's providing
Right.
has value. Like Tesla is offering Dogecoin, whatever, not
Right.
Dogecoin, what are the new
It's
coin is?
a lifestyle. It's a community, right?
Yeah,
You're building a brand that has a community. They're like, I've got the Versa
yeah.
experience or whatever it
It's
may
not a
be.
it's not a coffee. It's a Starbucks. I'm
Right.
watching Netflix today, not a movie. Right.
Yep.
I want to invest in my future, I'm not doing those things. So those are what, like Versa, like what that stands for. That's that. So you take those 4 C's, you put them together. So it's the revenue you generate times that multiple, which adds your enterprise value. So what most
Right.
business owners don't know is what they just look at the money coming in. So trading time for dollars, they're focused on cash
Right.
flow. But the problem is they're not focused on enterprise value.
Right. Which is the most important thing. Because if you don't have enterprise value, you're working the rest of your
Yeah.
life and you're getting
And you're
nowhere.
just chasing stacks of dollars like behind you. So
Exactly. Exactly. You know, it's like you've one thing that you guys do very well in the wealth management space is teaching people how to, instead of chasing the money, chase the vision and where you're
yes.
really trying to get to. So besides the business valuation, I've always been told real estate is the best investment. As far as living in a home, not so much, but if you're able to trade that money for then more income in other areas other than real estate and commercial properties, apartment buildings, things like that. What are some other big investments that you're seeing small business owners take advantage of that's helping them increase their net worth to those larger multiples?
Okay. So if you take, so like what we do is we build financial game boards. So think of it this way:
Mm-hmm.
your net worth statement or your balance sheet, it's assets minus liabilities is your net worth. So
Right.
we build, like, there's 4 dimensions. So you have that, it's two. And then the third is cash flow. So how money gets on
Yep.
your balance sheet. And then
Yep.
the fourth is protection. Like, how do you protect things from coming through and taken away from you? What we do
Right.
is we take all that information, we organize it in the right. So it's like you're playing chess. So you put the
Yeah.
chessboard out, and then you're saying each piece has a power. Like, so like the king and queen each have different powers. The rooks and the horse or the knights and
Right.
all the different. So everything has a different power that moves. But we've never taken our financial life and put it in order in that way.
Very
So
true.
so so if you organize it, like on the asset column, like it'd be like your personal property, then you'd have like savings, then you would have
Right.
investments, then you'd have retirement as you get down, and then you would have real estate, and then you would have business.
Right.
So in order of like value, they have taxes, liquidity, no liquidity, things
Right.
like that. So as you go down, you have more value but less liquidity.
Right. So you're able to take a look at all these different types of pieces. You got your king, your queen, your rook, whatever, all these different powers, and be able to say, okay, well, here's where you could be doing more. Here's where you should be focusing on, and really take a look and say,
Yeah.
okay, well, how are we going to increase your net worth, increase your company's value, protect you the most, so you're not working like a slave to your business the rest of your life, like most
Yes.
business owners end up doing.
So now when you put the pieces on the board, I can tell you the business has more value than the real estate. It
Right.
should, if you're doing building for enterprise
Yeah.
value. The real estate,
Right.
so businesses trade on multiples, real estate trades on cap rates.
Yeah.
Financing deals is how you finance and take equity in businesses. Those are the
Right.
3 ways all wealth is created. Like if you look at anyone's got significant wealth, they did it through a business,
Yeah.
they bought real estate, or they financed someone else's deals. So in our
Hmm.
world, like as the wealth management world, those are assets that need managed properly.
Yeah.
So we not only can
Right.
manage your alternative assets, which are those three, we can also manage your non-liquid, like your non-alternatives, which should be like your stocks, bonds, cash, how money flows
Okay.
in and out of your life. Like that's what you
Right.
think about a traditional wealth manager. But we
Yeah.
can manage both sides because we believe that
Wow.
those other assets are where you create your wealth. So we got to be good at that. And they're
Yeah.
usually the largest value on your personal balance sheet once we organize.
For sure. And so you're saying most wealth management companies don't do both?
They're not allowed. They don't.
Interesting. And why is it that you guys are?
We're a fiduciary. So we are SEC
Okay.
registered. So we sit on the same side as a
Right.
client, where most financial advisors represent a broker dealer. They represent an institution. So they're paid to push their
Right.
products. We're
Right.
paid by the client as their fiduciary to help them advise them on these things and how to best put them in a position to win.
I gotcha. That makes sense. So what most wealth management companies, they're working for a company that is designed to just sell that company's products to help you increase wealth, where you guys are not backed by any specific brand or product. So you're able to really truly take a look and show them exactly what makes the most sense rather than being bound by a specific set of products. Am I right?
That yes, and our
Wow.
vision is that the most important asset's the client, the you like
Right.
them that they're building for
Yeah.
their family and for their bigger future.
They are the business,
They
right? At
have
the
to
end of the
design it, and
day.
then how do we help them
Yeah.
build it up, do such a good job with it, and then leave it to the next generation, and then help them do the same, so it doesn't
Right.
lose. And then now you're this. I mean, you're doing it for your family anyway. At the end of the day, like you're building this
Right.
for your family, it's your bloodline, and then how do you build a bigger future for yourself? Like the
Right.
reason why you started the business at 7 is because whatever life you were living sucked, and you wanted a better one. I
Right.
mean, that's
Yep.
90% of the time. Like, I just want to make money.
Exactly.
Why? So I can go get my own bike or my own plane or
Right.
whatever. Like, this is the life I want to live.
Right.
So either you can sit over here living this way, or you're going to say, I want to take massive action, go do some stuff that's uncomfortable, and I'm going to create a
Yeah.
better life for myself. I mean, that's the
Right.
game. And,
Yeah.
but all we're doing is like, how do we help you become comfortable being uncomfortable to get to what you want? And that's what we're playing.
Absolutely.
So if you're a business owner and you're trying to decide between real estate or your business or financing deals, what we do is we help you organize in the right way and help you educate you on how those things work and how you put a value to it and how it fits within
Right.
the sum of the whole. So then we
Right.
motivate you like that you can do whatever you want. Like you design it, you build the future you love. Like we're gonna push you forward, man. Like no. You're not gonna come back and cry to me. We're gonna push you forward. You deserve it. Whoever mom told you couldn't do this and your dad said that. No. You're gonna be successful. It's okay. So we're 90% psychology, motivating,
Right.
right? Like
Yep.
educate you. Like this is how you scale and grow your business. This is how you become good steward. This is why you deserve to be wealthy and leave a good legacy and do all this stuff. And then when you win, man, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna do the plane. We're gonna do the cash. We're gonna go to the Super Bowl. We're gonna do any whatever it is. Like that's our three
Right.
uniques. That's what we do at scale for our people, and it's a community.
Wow.
We're building a community.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So you guys are able to do this so successful because one, you built a massive network. Two, you have the experience now. Three, you have, I mean, you've helped clients already do this. So you already have the
Yeah.
blueprint that you've helped people do time and time again. And even before you had that, people had already done it time and time again. So you were just taking that data and saying, hey,
Yeah.
here's what this person did in a similar situation. Let's do it here. And man, that's pretty freaking awesome, man.
Yeah. So I wrote a book on it. It's called Future Hack. I thought I had a copy in here. Nope. But
Future hack.
Future
Okay.
Hack. So what we decide, like a hack is a simple solution to the common problem.
Right.
The common problem is living the life that you want.
Right.
So what we did is I took, all right, here's all the things I've learned over my career. So we broke them down like 130 of these hacks, like little tools, shortcuts to getting that. And we map it
Wow.
out for you. Like, here's it is. So when you come in, I've got these, I pull them off the shelf. It's like, all right, here's how you build your vision. Here's how you do vision. This is how you do it at scale. This is how you have accountability charts. This is how
Right.
here's how you build a balance sheet. Here's what a game board would look like. And so now
Right.
through our like Invest IQ platform and our subscription model, you get access to all that. Here's the future hack.
Right.
Here's how you accelerate your life, which is the new book that we just wrote. And it's got
Right.
principles to your freedom. And so now you got frameworks and you've got little shortcuts and hacks and tools, program, and you got a coach along the way saying, hey man, we're here for you. Quit being don't be like that. We know what's possible. Don't
Right.
don't be like selling out,
Right.
man. You got this. And but that's our
Yeah.
job. We pick you up when you're down. We push you forward, help you get to what you need to get to because you can do it. And that's
Right.
90% of it. And that's why you did what you did at 7 and why you're winning today is you just have been falling forward more than most for a longer period of
Exactly.
time. So
Yeah.
now you get
Refusing to give up.
yeah. But it's not like there's
Yeah.
no shortcut. It's just
Yeah. No.
but there's people you meet like through doing these
Right.
podcasts, you're meeting new people and you're learning things that you had
A
no
hundred
idea what it
percent.
was going to get, but now you're learning stuff from me and I'm learning from you. And
Oh, 100%, dude. I mean, I've only done 31 episodes and I've learned more since I started this podcast than probably my whole life,
yeah,
man. It's been I met some great people, learned an awful lot. I do business. I've done business with most of the people that I've had on the podcast
that's
too.
awesome.
And it's usually after the podcast, right? Because it just makes sense, right? When you can have So that brings me to my next question. So people want to reach out to you, they want to schedule a consultation or whatever. How do they reach you, and what's the best place to start?
Yeah.
Is it getting your book and then going from there, or is it just going to your website? Or
Yeah, the easiest way is to set up a consultation. Just like send me a quick email at Scott, SCOTT at invst.com. Send me an email, say, hey, I saw you on the podcast. Would love to set up a quick call and we'll get you scheduled. And
awesome.
that's the easiest way. Obviously, we have a website and all that stuff. You can read my book. So Future Hack is on Amazon, and Accelerate
Okay.
is the new one. So yeah, so it's all out there. But really, I think having a one-on-one conversation is
Yeah.
important because there's a lot
100%.
of probably story that people have that they want to know, like what to go, and whether it's a subscription model or something else, there's probably a path forward from a quick 20-minute conversation. To me,
Right.
that's how we like to approach it, man. It's more of that intimate
Yeah.
thing, and then we build that at scale. Because I mean, we have a lot of advisors here
Absolutely.
that can help in a lot of different ways, but that first conversation to me means a lot, and I think that would help you a lot just to kind of figure out what's the right path for me.
Yeah, for sure, man. So the book, it sounds like you did something very similar to what I did with my book. So I wrote my first book, 5 Secrets to Getting the Best Deal on a Business Loan, where we basically give out all our information. Hey, here's how we do this,
Yeah,
right? Which is kind of what your book does, right? You're like, hey, here's how we
yeah,
do this. You can do it all on your own, or we can help you do it
exactly.
because this is our expertise, and you can do it on your own.
Yeah,
It's just going to take you forever, and you're not really going to,
yeah.
it's like we give you the information, we give you the tools, and you help them
Which is
do it.
good
So,
because so you would become an important who for us. Like I said, it's
right.
not how to do it, it's who does know how.
Yeah.
And
A
so
hundred
like if you're going to
percent.
put together a capital stack and you're going to go access the capital markets, that's not what we do. What we do is we
Right.
know the right people to get you there.
To put you in
Like so,
contact with. Yeah, exactly. It's all about who you know at the
yeah,
end of the day. So if you can meet somebody that knows everybody
yeah.
you need to know, I mean, that's the shortest, that's the best shortcut you could possibly
That's
have.
it. So what I talk about is who are your most trusted advisors, your advisory network. So if you think
Right.
about it, like you're the visionary for whatever you're going to do, if we're playing your family
Right.
CFO in that role, now it's about all the people that are going to help you get there, and they're accountable to your
Right.
vision, to your why. Like it's more important than money
Yep.
itself. So all we're
A
doing
hundred
is helping
percent.
you hold them accountable to that thing. So if it's you getting the loan, or maybe or the merchant services or whatever the thing is, like then you're an important who in the wheel of the success of that business owner.
Right.
And that's where
Right.
you have
No.
affiliate partners and you have these relationships that you can do now, and it's just like we're all working on the same thing and we all get better, and it's called abundance, where if I'm winning, it's not a zero sum game if you're not, but ideally
Yeah,
if we're both
exactly.
winning, we're going to win really well, and that's
A hundred
abundance. And
percent.
I believe if I just pour into you and give you everything that I got, it's going to come back tenfold. I might not,
Oh,
just like
100%.
when I
Yeah, I
started.
mean, we do the same
Yeah,
thing, man. Because I know if I help a business go from 5 grand a month to 100 grand a month, they're going to tell every single business owner that they know,
yeah,
right? Even if I don't make any money on that business, it's all good because it's just going to come back tenfold, right? It's like what goes around comes around. Do right, right will be done by you. It's that whole
yeah,
thing, and it holds so true, man. I love the way your mindset. Where I got very similar, ways we do things are very similar to the way you guys do things. It's just really
yeah.
trying to help people and help them excel, man. So dude, it's been great talking to you. I'll make sure to put your email in the description. This episode will go live next Wednesday on all platforms. And man, I can't wait to schedule. I'm actually going to email you as soon as we get off here,
I
so
love
we
that.
can schedule a call.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, I don't care how far you are in business. I think a call with Scott makes sense for anybody because it sounds like you've got the know-how and the network to be able to really help any business, no matter what level they're at.
I would agree with that.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. I mean,
Thank you.
After this conversation, I don't see how you
Yeah,
can't.
it's
So,
good.
man, I'm looking forward to talking with you
Yeah.
and working together.
Thanks for helping us share our mission, man. We want to help a million people live the life they want, and this is one
Absolutely,
person at a
man.
time.
Yes, yeah, man. That's the only way to get
That's
there.
it.
Thanks for hopping on, brother. We'll talk
Appreciate
soon.
you.